Hello. Are you able to see my screen? Um, Hello, everyone. Can you hear me and can you hear my voice and you can see the screen? Mr. Rizwan, how are you?
Hi, Emma. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, we can hear you well. You're audible and visual.
Very good. Just we can wait. Uh,
Yes, we can wait for a while, and
yes.
that can allow more people to join in, and then we can get
Okay.
started. So while people join in, those who have joined in the chat, if you guys can mention a bit of introduction, your name, your destination, and where you are joining in from.
Sir Rizwan, can you see my screen?
Yes, your slide deck is visual, is visible.
Okay, I think we can start.
Yes, we can get started. We'll be recording it, and recording will be available. More people would join in. I have updated that we are starting. So,
Okay. Of course, thank you for attending our today's webinar in series of webinars of TraceHub webinars regarding the raising the awareness of the track and trace in multiple countries. Our today's webinar is the second, our second webinar in focusing on track and trace in Pakistan. We have today, of course, hosting this webinar is Pharma Tracks, and we have our guest today, Mr. Rizwan, who will join us in the second half of the presentation. Mr. Rizwan, how are you? And thank you for hosting this webinar.
thanks for having me and us, because most of the audience will be from Pakistan today, and people, stakeholders who have manufacturing facilities in Pakistan.
Very good. Okay, let's start. I am Ahmed Dawood. I have more than 20 years of experience in the pharmaceutical track and trace from in pharmaceutical supply chain field. I had implemented more than 30 track and trace projects in many countries. In 2024, I participated in two awareness webinars with RASD. RASD is the national track and trace platform in Saudi Arabia. And in 2025, last year, I delivered a specialized training programs for GFDA. GFDA is the Jordanian Food and Drug Administration in Jordan. And also, I led many trainings and awareness sessions regarding the track and trace across multiple countries and in Egypt and Africa and also in Asia. I'm a founder of TraceHub. TraceHub is a dedicated platform for track and trace. Through TraceHub, we sharing the knowledge through keeping the user updated with news, and also through many knowledge base articles, and also through frequent asked questions, through videos, through glossary, of course, because track and trace is starting a new terminology, so you need a glossary to guide you to these new terminologies, and also articles. You can find it categorized by standards, and also you can check the implementation guide, your guide to smooth implementation of the track and trace, and also you can check the operational challenges that maybe face you and during your implementation. So TraceHub is a tool helping you during your journey in implementing track and trace. Our today's agenda will focus on, of course, we discussed this earlier in the first webinar, but we need to emphasizing with this point. We will go through the track and trace storyline. We will discuss the core principles of traceability. Of course, we will throw some lights about the guidelines, because DRAB is yesterday is announcing the official guidelines of the track and trace in Pakistan, and we will go through the implementation challenges that maybe face you during your journey and how to overcome it. And also we will tell you how to prepare for the next step, and what you need to know starting from today. Okay, of course, we have our host today is Pharmatrix, and Mr. Rizwan will join us in a very quick discussion regarding the track and trace in Pakistan and what is the updates up till now. So let's start with the track and trace story. Track and trace story started at 2029 in Turkey. This Turkey was the first country implemented track and trace in national-wide. Then Saudi Arabia started at 2029, and INVO in Europe. Then at 2022, Bahrain also and UAE by Tatmin, both of them started the journey for implementing track and trace. Started from or beginning from 2025, in the middle of the year, started a momentum of implementation, a momentum of announcing of implementation of the track and trace in many countries across the world. So during this year, more than around 20 countries around the world announced their plan to implement track and trace. So you will find for example, in America, will started their journey this year. Europe, Italy, and Greece. In Africa, Egypt, South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Guinea-Bissau. In Asia, Pakistan, Malaysia, Indonesia, Bahrain will start with the new service provider. So we are in the momentum of the track and trace in the few years, starting from the last year. And once we announced the track and trace webinars from maybe 2 or 3 weeks, we have Qatar also announced their journey to implement track and trace. Kenya will start this year also to implement track and trace in their country. So, and we also have some updates in Nigeria and Egypt. So yes, we are in these years, we are in the momentum of the track and trace across the whole world. So any country, if they would like to start track and trace, there is a core principles to start their journey. So the main pillars for any pharmaceutical market is the products and the location. Products, each product inside the pharmaceutical track and trace supply chain will assign to its special code, which is called the GTIN. It's a global trade item number. So if you have paracetamol, which is contain 20 tablets, it's have a GTIN, which is completely different than the same paracetamol with 100 tablet, which have another GTIN. So GTIN is the identifier code for the product inside the entire pharmaceutical supply chain. As GTIN is the global trade item number. The second main pillar is the location. The location, which is producing a medicine or distributing a medicine or dispensing a medicine. Any facility have a medicine inside it must have a GLN. GLN is the code which identifies the location or the entity inside the whole supply chain. So if you have a location or a facility, a pharmacy, a wholesaler, or a manufacturer in Lahore and the other one in Islamabad, so both of them have a different GLN, although the owner is maybe one owner, but because they are two locations, so each location must have its a specific GLN. So the identifier of the location inside the whole supply chain is a GLN, which is global location number. The third main pillar is the SSC. SSC is a serial shipment container code, which is the transfer of the information inside the whole supply chain from the manufacturer till it's reached to the pharmacy, then dispensed by the unit. We will go more deeply in the next slide to elaborate more regarding the SSC. So, first step to do a track and trace or start a track and trace in any country is the serialization. So serialization is giving a unique identification for each unit of the product to give a unique digital fingerprint or like ID for the citizen to the whole to the whole entire supply chain for each unit. So if you can see here, these products, all of these products are the same products. All of these units are the same product. So you can see here the GTIN is the same, the lot number is the same, the manufacture date and expire date is the same, but the serial number of each unit is different. So to give a digital fingerprint for each unit, you need to have 4 JS1 data matrix. This JS1 data matrix contains 4 information: GTIN, batch number, expire date, and the new information is the serial number. The serial number is give the uniqueness to the unit of product. So again, the JS1 data matrix, which is will be added to each unit after serialization, will give 4 information: GTIN, batch number, expire date, and the unique information, which is the serial number. So as I mentioned again, all the 5 boxes you see now in the picture are for the same product. So, and the same patch, by the way. So all the 5 units have the same GTIN, the same lot, the same manufacture date, the same expire date, but the serial number in each unit is different. So the JS1 data matrix, this code is different in each unit. So this is the concept of serialization. Concept of serialization is giving a unique digital fingerprint for each unit of the product across all the products and all inside all the batches. So this code representing like the fingerprint for the human, or like the ID number for the citizen to identify the citizen or the human inside the country or inside the world. The same like this, every unit of that you produce from your factory now will have a unique digital fingerprint, which is the JS1 data matrix. The second process to be added after implementation of the track and trace is aggregation. And the aggregation is from both sides: aggregation from the physical side and aggregation from information side. So aggregation means I will collect something together. And from track and trace perspective, aggregation is creating a digital relationship, which is called parent-child relationship. So normally, currently, without implementing the track and trace, I prepare a units, I put it inside a carton, then I will close the carton, put the carton on a bigger patch, a bigger pallet, then I will move the pallet to another destination point. So this process after track and trace called aggregation. You are aggregate the products physically by putting units inside a higher container. So you put units inside carton, then you will put cartons on a pallet. After implementing the track and trace, each carton have a code which is called SSC. This SC representing the parent for the inside serials. So if I put units inside a carton and giving SSC, I aggregate also information of the units, which we mentioned in the previous slides. This four information, I put the four informations, I aggregate them together in one carton. So I aggregate information in this code, which is called the SC. So I have now SC code representing the cartons. Then I will put cartons together on a pallet, giving this pallet SC. So the pallet SC, which is the parent for the shipment, is representing the whole information for the cartons and the serials inside it. So if I scan this code of the SC code of the pallet, I can retrieve all the information inside this pallet, and I can share all this information to the DRAB data hub, and I can report the shipment. All what I need to do after implementation of the track and trace, once the product is moved from my facility or my JLN, I need to transfer the information of the products through the scanning the SC to the DRAB data hub. So transferring the ownership of the product this is the track and trace. So once I move the products from my GLN to another GLN, I need to inform DRAB through scanning the SC by the whole information of the shipment that I moved it to my customer, or even if I move to my if I have another, for example, it's a main warehouse for pharmacies, and I will move to another pharmacist. So once you move the products from your facility to the pharmacy facility, so you need to report the information of the shipment to DRAB data hub. So track and trace is about transferring the ownership from your GLN to your customer or your destination supply chain GLN. Okay. Last webinar, we discussed what is the draft guidelines that announced by DRAB. Now DRAB is officially published the guidelines, which is maybe have some little bit difference than the draft guidelines. So the guidelines mentioned as a timeline, and in 9th of October in this year, you need to serialize or put the JS1 data matrix on the secondary packaging of your products. For the tertiary packaging to make aggregation, it will be implemented within 6 years, and for the primary packaging, currently it is exempt from serialization, and DRAB may be revised later, but currently JS1 data matrix or serialization is required on the secondary packaging. As we mentioned, you need to put inside the JS1 data matrix 4 information. GTIN, which is the code of the product, which is supposed to be 14-digit. Expire date, which is supposed to be in 6-digit in the format of year, month, day. Batch number, which was supposed to be up to 20 character, and serialization number, which is according to DRAB must be a unique number between 12 and 20 according to hexadecimal concept. Hexadecimal concept means numbers from 0 to 9 and letters from A to F, capital or small. This is the standards of DRAB according to the guidelines. And also the encoded data of the expire date supposed to be, there is encoded data which is put inside the supply chain. Let's back to the data here. Encoded data means it will be encoded, will be put inside the code, and human readable data which must be seen by the eye. So according to DRAB, the human readable information that needed to be seen by the user must mention the expire date to be in this format, month, year. So must be, for example, 09/2029. So this code will be encoded inside the JS1 data matrix by format year, month, day, and the human readable information must be in the format of month, year. For example, 09/2029, and for aggregation, homogeneous pack. Homogeneous pack means it contains the same item from the same patch. You need to put two codes. The first code, which is JS1 data matrix, containing the GTIN information, expire date, and patch number, and data matrix for, in this case, just to identify the products inside the carton. And you need also to stick the SSC code, which is representing the aggregation code, to scan it and extract all the information inside this carton. This is regarding the homogeneous carton. For non-homogeneous carton or heterogeneous pack, which containing different items, you only just need to put the SC code, which is the serial shipment container code, that contain all the information of the inside serials, and of course the transformation of the data through CSV or XML or JSON file. This is according to the guidelines, which is published just yesterday by DRAB. There is a comment from JS1 Healthcare regarding the guidelines. This comment is discussing that the serial number, JS1 standards regarding the serial number is up to 20. Up to 20 means you can put 5, 6, 7, 8, not stick to 12 to 20. So this is the comment of JS1 standards, that you can that you need to allow flexibility in the length of the character. And the comment of JS1 regarding this, because of the small packs, to put a serial number between 12 to 20 is very difficult, especially for the small space allowed to stick the JS1 data matrix on it. This is the first comment regarding JS1. The second comment regarding JS1 is the human readable information about the expiry date. So because of data harmonization of data, and because of to ensure the data, the encoded data 100% like the human readable information, so the recommendation of JS1 data matrix to define or identify or follow the national harmonization of end of months. So this is the recommendation of JS1 Healthcare to permit the month, year, which is human readable, to follow the end of month rule, in which will be also included inside the JS1 data matrix. This is regarding the JS1 recommendation regarding the human readable information of the expired date. The last point regarding the, and this of course will help of the encoded information to adapt to the encoded information, and through reporting the same information which is put in the human readable information and encoded inside the JS1 data matrix. Last information regarding the tertiary packaging is, as we mentioned, for the homogeneous pack for the carton, or especially for carton, as we mentioned, according to the guidelines, you need to put JS1 data matrix code and the SC. And in this topic, JS1 recommend to put the SC only to on the carton to identify the information inside the carton, and GTIN only is identifying the serials, only the units inside this box. This is the recommendation of or a document that published by JS1 regarding the guidelines, which is published by DREP. So last our last part is how to avoid failure in implementation of the track and trace. In this part, we will discuss the challenges and some challenges that maybe face you during the implementation of the track and trace, and we will discuss how to avoid this. So the first point in this part is you need to identify the objective of the track and trace clearly to your team. Implementation of track and trace is not IT project or not a new technology implementation. It is a national project have more than one pillar needs to be implemented. Implementation of track and trace for patient safety, for regulatory compliance, for ensuring market control and surveillance for DRAB, and also to ensure the investments or protect the investments in the healthcare or pharmaceutical market, and also for increase the supply chain visibility and enhance the operational efficiency. So track and trace is not just new IT project will be implemented in a new facility. It has more than one pillar, more than one benefits. So it started globally in many countries, because most of the countries would like to fight the counterfeit. Most of the countries would like to increase the patient safety. Most of the countries and authorities need to have more market control and surveillance, and prevent and add another layer of protection to prevent the counterfeit and the parallel market. So you need to identify to the team, your team, why you implemented track and trace, why Pakistan implemented track and trace clearly, to understand very well that this is a national project to keep the medicines inside the country safe, and keep your because at the end of the day, all of us are patients taking some medicine. I need to ensure 100% or at least more than 95% that this product is safe, and this product is the same product that the manufacturer is produced in. So this is the first topic. The second topic and is the early stakeholder management, early stakeholder engagement. This is a very big problem. Most of the track and trace projects that I face or I see in my journey of the track and trace, that they onboard the stakeholder, especially the operator, in the last milestone. So the operator is obligated to apply track and trace, and he feel that you apply something with him without any even training or even enough awareness. So he resists this, and you will find after resistance a lot of problems that is appear not because of the system, because of the people. So please, once the guidelines is announced, you need to gather your team. You need to start awareness and trainings in your facility for increasing the awareness regarding the track and trace. This awareness include all the participation in your facility. So if you are manufacturing, you need to announce and share this with the quality team, IT team, supply chain team, production team, regulatory team, with the operator. And if someone from DRAB, he need to engage with the customers, with the pharmacies, with the wholesalers. All the stakeholders need to be early announced and the early awareness regarding the track and trace, because if you are aware early about the track and trace, what we need to do, how we can do this, you are mapping the track and trace requirements to your operations. Once you mapping the requirements to your operation, you will understand the challenges and you will overcome the challenges and try to find solutions for these operational challenges. So early engagement, early stakeholder engagement is one of the very, very important points, and you need to engage with your operators from the director's level to your operator. All of them, you need to engage them early to facilitate the implementation of the track and trace. Late engagements lead to resistance, and if you face a resistance, whatever the advanced solution of the track and trace you implemented in your facility, your people or the operator or the human will make a lot of problems while he using this operation. So the third point is proper infrastructure and technology readiness. You must, of course, poor internet connection will make will prevent you from reporting the events. Will make delays in your shipments. You will find your shipments on the ground. Your car is ready to dispatch the products, but you are not able to report the shipment. So you must stay, although everything is ready, but if you have a poor connection, you need to stay till you have a connection to report the shipment. So you need to assess now your capabilities from the internet connection. You need to assess your capabilities regarding the scanners, if it is able to scan JS1 data matrix or not, all the scanners, the printers. So you need to check your technology readiness, especially if you are in a warehouse in the manufacturer or a warehouse in wholesaler. You need to check the points of receiving shipments or preparing shipments or dispatching. These 3 points is very important to have a connection to make you easy report your shipment to Drab hub. Number 4 is the data accuracy and master data management. Master data, if master data not clean, not clear, not correct, you will face a problem. So please start to collect your master data. Assign someone who is responsible for collection the master data. He is possible to keep it clear, clean, and correct. Because if you collect a master data of GTINs, for example, and this GTIN you are exporting to another country, and your warehouse export the local GTIN instead of the exported GTIN, your shipment you will face a problem in reporting your shipments, not in your facility outside. So incorrect master data lead to IPSAS file rejections. You lead to shipments delays. You will face you will face regulatory penalties. So please early start to gathering your master data. Of course, you need to start to have a GLNs, you start to have a GTINs, start to collect master data and assign someone to keep the data clear. And he is responsible, he is the only person responsible for handling and managing the master data, because at the end of the day, you need to feed your track and trace vendor with this master data to start your track and trace journey and your implementation and reporting for the track and trace. If you have a strong master data governance with a clear ownership, your process and your implementation journey will be very smooth. One of the main challenges and main problems I face also during implementation of the track and trace, and I see it in many manufacturers, that they would like to start like as they say, big bang. So all sites, all products, all production lines. No, please start with the pilot. Choose one line, but 1 or 2 lines that is make it easy for you with the artwork of the products, which is capable to be scanned or be stick the JS1 data matrix and be scanned with the aggregation camera. Start with easily products, easily packaging line, 1 or 2 lines, but started end to end. So put a serialization and aggregation machines, and you have a software, and be ready to report to Drab hub. Once you start the pilot, you will collect some, or you will face some operational challenges. Collect all these challenges, put your SOP, put your process flow, ensure that this pilot is going smoothly, then you can scale for the whole manufacturers, for the whole lines. So my advice in this point, please start with pilot and then scale later after collecting the feedback after the pilot. Please listen to your operator after implementing the pilot. Listen to his problems, listen to his bottlenecks, because I'm sure the operator will tell you a very valid points. You need to avoid it when you scale later. Point number 6 is you need to implement a strong change management. And this is very important topic, because as I mentioned, you will face a resistance. So you need to early engage with your team by awareness, by a good training, continuous training, and also simulation workshops. Even if you didn't start serialization aggregation, you need to align with them with like a simulation workshop, explain the benefits to decrease the manual work and increase the process efficiency by digital transformation. Of course, after implementing the track and trace, all of this will build a trust and will make the resistance will make it less resistance, and of course it will give you a support from your team while you implement the track and trace. You need during your implementation of the track and trace, you need the support of your team. If you have the support of your team during the implementation, your process in implementing track and trace will be much easier. Number 7 is the regulatory alignment, and this is a very important point. If you are in Pakistan manufacturer and you are preparing or you are already exporting for another country, which is maybe implemented track and trace in future or currently, so you need to be aligned with the regulatory requirements in the other countries if you even plan for a future exporting, because you need to align this with your track and trace vendor, because sometimes you are preparing for the current situation, and once you implement a new country, your track and trace vendor is stuck because he is not able to report to the new country. So early, you need to put in your plan the countries that you would like or you plan to export to it, and understand and study the regulatory there regarding the track and trace, to be to give all the information to your track and trace vendor to be get ready for the next country reporting. Last point is the post implementation monitoring, as this is very important point, because most of the track and trace, even vendors, once they implement the track and trace in your facility, there is no follow-up. You need to put follow-up with the KPIs, because if you don't do this, you will find a phantom stock, a lot of rejections, no one follow up the reporting, and delayed recalls if there is a recall. So please, after implementing track and trace, you need to put a clear KPIs, number of corrective, number of successful reporting, number of scanned compliance shipments, accuracy of your inventory. You need to put a clear KPIs according to your vision in the manufacturer or in a wholesaler. And after adding these KPIs, you need to follow up this after post implementation. And please, you need to assign a champion for the implementation of the track and trace. Started from the early beginning, ending by after implementation. The track and trace journey not ended by the implementation. You need to still follow up the implementation after the journey of the track and trace is implemented. You need to follow up the KPIs to check the errors and still keep up the problems that maybe face you after implementing the track and trace. Okay, so what is next? What to do next after this meeting? Please, after this meeting, you need to stay alerted. You need to stay awareness. Read the guidelines very well. Understand the whole requirements from DRAB guidelines. Map the DRAB guidelines to your operation, because you are the only one that you can link between the DRAB guidelines and your operation. And once you map this, you can see the challenges from now, so you can get ready for these challenges. So start to be aware from yourself. Read the DRAB guidelines. Read GS1 standards if you need more information. Then start awareness between your team, start the communication, announce them that there is a new track and trace project implementation. This is an industry change, and we need to be aware about this. Let them read and give them more information regarding this. You can go for TraceHub, check all the information in TraceHub, videos, articles. We put articles as I mentioned, regarding implementation challenges and the implementation guidelines, and regarding JS1 standards. You can see a lot of case studies from other countries, and also you can stay updated if you visit Pakistan at TraceHub. We keep updating with the DRAB guidelines and news. You can stay updated if you visit Pakistan at TraceHub. So stay announce it and make awareness for your entire team. Start your master data collection. If you don't have a GLNs and GTINs, reach GS1 to start to bring GS1 GTINs and GLNs. After this, assign someone to collect your master data. He is responsible for the correctiveness of the master data. and he's the only one who's access this data. So you are ensure 100% that your data is clear, clean, and assess your readiness for the infrastructure, check the Wi-Fi connections, for especially for the points of reporting, as I mentioned, in receiving, dispatching, and picking areas. Then ensure that you are 100% understand the regulatory requirements from DRAB. And after implementation of the track and trace, you need, after your track and trace vendor is implementing a track and trace, you need to ensure 100% that the software or the hardware is matching with DRAB requirements. So you need to see, of course, DRAB will publish a following guidelines regarding the operations that require to be implemented. You need to ensure that your vendor is matching with these requirements. And the last point, and it's a very critical point, if you have ERP or WMS in your facility, from now you need to start to study the integration part, because if you didn't integration, your operator will have a parallel operation. One operation for the ERP and the other operation for the track and trace solution. So you need to study this early, because you know, as all of you, all you know, that integration will take some time. So this is all about the slides. Again, I welcome Mr. Rizwan to ask him about what is the track and trace updates in Pakistan up till now, and if he have some question to discuss, then we are open for any question after this.
Okay, thank you, Ahmed, for your time and sharing your detailed expertise and insights. It was a good starter, but we would look forward to, depending upon the interest, because in the past, it is the third webinar in the series. So we had close to 300 plus people who were interested and who joined various of our sessions on and off. So we'll reach out to them and see that what kind of training programs that we can arrange in future in person, maybe half a day, maybe full day, maybe 2 days, based on, so that all of the relevant departments that you mentioned can be onboarded. They should have the right tools, resources, and the data to make the right decisions, so that they can take informed decisions to comply. So coming to updates. So as of today, so yesterday, 28th of July, DRAP released a guideline document. It was much more detailed, much more clear than the one that was discussed in the past webinar from DRAP. That was again on the 29th of June last month. So, and immediately after that, they have started a roadshow, in-person session where they're presenting, and they're also open the floor for sessions. So today in Islamabad, we had a session at 11 a.m. A few hours from now. It was a very detailed session. Our team attended. A lot of manufacturing stakeholders and stakeholders from regulatory, from pharmaceutical, for pharmacy chains also. They were in the audience, and I would summarize that as well. But the primary, so track and there's another session in Lahore that is on 3rd of August in person. And then there's another session in Karachi on 6th of August. That's the plan. If there is any plan change, DRAP would communicate. But so far they have shared this plan. The Islamabad event happened today. So the track and the guideline, as well as the discussion, it now takes references from international best practices. So there is reference of ISO IEC 16022, data metrics barcode symbology. So the print that we have to do, it has to comply to a certain standard. So just one line mention that the compliance should be, now you have to go read that ISO standard and take care of all the relevant provisions in that ISO standards. Then there is specific mention of GS1 general specifications. It's a very, again, a very holistic document available as a reference resource. What we will do is that after this session, for all the registered participants, we do have your email addresses, but those who have just joined in directly from the link, but we do not have your email addresses, we would share the link again. TraceHub team can share it so that we can capture your numbers and email addresses. So we'll be sending a resource back where all the shareable resources or links to those resources. You can download them directly. Some resources might have to be purchased or licensed. So depending upon that, if it is reshareable, we will provide the link for you to download. If it is to be licensed, you can directly acquire it. So then there's reference of good automated manufacturing practice, CAM, which is again a good practice guideline by International Society for Pharmaceutical Engineering. So the document has overall evolved significantly, and there is talk of that there's the ISO standard that will govern the data matrix construction. Then there is lots of talk about print integrity, print quality, construction, how it will be, the data would be defined. And then there's also talk about print integrity, that it should not be, it should be resistant to abrasions and rubbings, so that it completes, it remains readable even when there is in the entire product's life cycle. And then there is talk about the data integrity. There's a reference to 21 CFR Part 11 for audit trails and electronic signature. So two major things is that you have to design your process, your equipment selection, or in your data submission, where you think by design for print integrity and data integrity. So a lot of mindset would need and process change. So I see the future, one major bottleneck is going to be, what I can recall from your slide deck, is effective change management. We should be willing to change in a way so that we can solve the core problem, and that is how to have print and data integrity by design.
Yes, yes, I mean, totally agree that change management is the core of every challenge that you will see or you'll face during the implementation of the track and trace. Yeah, this is in my opinion, because as I mentioned again, if you have the best tech in the world for your track and trace vendor, your operator can, if he resists, he can make a challenge, and the operator itself is a bottleneck during the track and trace implementation. Okay, Mr. Rizwan, we have questions. Eileen, if without SC information, only second package, what the information in Pakistan upload CSV files contain, which items are forced to show. Look, Eileen, according to the guidelines, nothing now is announced regarding what is data need to be reported. Usually in the following guidelines, there will be like a templates for the reporting file, even it is CSV or it is EBSIS file. So there will be a template for reporting files. And look again, regarding the track and trace is about 5 W's: who, what, when, and where, and which. It's about who is transferring, who is moving the product, who is on the product, and moving to where, and what is the content of the shipment, and when he did it, and why. Why is the answer of why is the reason of the transaction. So if we are moving a product from your facility to your downstream customer, you are the owner of the product. You are transferring it where? You are transferring it to your customer. Why? It is a dispatch event. And what is the content of the shipment, and when is the time of the shipment. This is usually the content of the file, and the example of the file will be shared, of course, in the next guidelines will be published for DREP. If you are asking if there is no aggregation, so you just need to share the information of the serials itself or the products in units. And again, of course, the template will be published later by DREP. We have also a question from Sanobar Fatima. How will serialization be managed in cartons that reject means decommissioned? look, this is also the process or transactions that will be announced later by Trap. There is a transactions will be required from your side. Commissioning a transaction means giving like a birthday certificate to your product. Commissioning is the announced of the or declaring from manufacturer by releasing a new patches, a new serials. So reject is a decommission. Decommission means you will pick the cereals and get it out of the supply chain. So rejection is a decommission process. So the software of the machine can do a decommission by rejection of the product. I think Mr. Rizwan, you can mention this because I'm sure your machines have a very strict mechanism regarding the reject process.
Yeah, I'll take questions from Sanobar Fatma. That for sure. So whatever equipment that you select, usually that would come with the rejection management. The the solution provider would have a module for that. The automatically rejected cartons would be at the end of when you're ready to submit data. It will help you reconcile, remove the rejected ones to be submitted to the regulatory website. So it's the solution that will take care of it. Secondly, as you said, that serialized carton, somebody removes the product. Yes, someone can. So in such conditions, usually it's not scalable for a counterfeiter to find products, remove the genuine ones, and then fill it up. Because by removing and then re-adhesing, it's not scalable actually. You can do it a few hundred, a few thousand, you cannot do millions of counterfeiting transactions. So technically it's not feasible, but even if somebody wants to do it, so that must be very high-end packaging and very high-end product. For that, in Europe, there's a falsified medicine directive. You also can have a seal that's one-time openable and it destroys the package. So such things can be done. Suhail, at the moment, previously they had just mentioned comma separated values, CSV files, and now they have also made a mention of XML also in addition to CSV. Okay, Abdul
Yes.
So for Abdul Ghaffar, again, it's the same answer that would work for you. It's CSV file, and now they have added an option of XML also. It will be a web-based solution. There's a plan to have a training and early availability, or maybe a teaser or some glimpse of a solution available and be shown to the stakeholders in September.
Mr. Rizwan, these questions reflect something. Reflect that most of the attendees understand the current situation and they are now moving mentally to the next steps, because all of these questions will come later in the next guidelines will be published by DRAP. And this is very good insights that most of the attendees understand very well what is the current situation, and they are now prepare themselves to the next situation. So this is very inspiring question because they're preparing for themselves for the next step.
Yes, second, Marcel's question, yes, the current deadline and the meeting of today by DRAP in Islamabad, it's reiterated and reconfirmed that yes, from the deadline onwards, CL numbers are required to be reported. Yasser Sultan's question, so that's a solution providers exception handling. Electricity will fluctuate. We live in a world where such things happen. So either you can have electricity backup or backup of backup. So you have to do mission critical solutions. Your solution should be able to take care of such things. Yes, so usually all the solution providers, including us, they offer a reconciliation desk where before submission to the regulator, you can manage the data along with electronic signatures. So rejected data, you cannot manipulate it. When I say manage, it is with electronic signatures, that what you edited, why you edited, and then that would be reportable.
Very good. We have 5 minutes. If there is any question. Okay, Asrar mentioned for aggregation, short serial number and GTN of strip unit. Strip is not mandated up till now. If I am under on of GTN of strip unit, carton back shipper will be different. Again, if I understand well your question, your primary packaging is not mandated by DRAB up till now. In the aggregation for the homogeneous, they require JS1 containing GTIN and batch number and expire date, and also they require as well SCC, which is a serial shipment container code. We have 5 minutes. If there is any question or any discussion, anyone can open his mic and ask a question. I will have more clarification for Mr. Rizwan. Again, Mr. Rizwan, is 9 of October is the time for applying serialization or reporting serialization?
Yes, they would open up the portal to report also.
Okay, so both of them.
Yes. So I would say without data integrity, you would have very beautifully printed wrong codes. And if you focus on data integrity, but print integrity doesn't work, so you cannot access the data reliably. So both are your implementation plan should be focused on achieving integrity by design in data as well as printing, so that every separate pack should produce one verifiable physical and identity as well as a trusted electronic event.
Very good. Sanobar Fatima and also Hajra have the same question. Is it required for physician sample back? Yes, it is required. It is mentioned clearly in the guidelines. The samples is dealt like the sealed, the sellable units. You need to, it must be serialized also. Yes, this is clearly mentioned in the guidelines. Yes.
I have Usaid Mithani with hand raised. You want to come online?
Yes, we have Usaid have a question. Yes, you can. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Hi, this is Usaid Mithani. Can you hear me?
Hi, how are you? Yes, very well.
I'm good. Thank you very much for the nice training. I just have one question. There's a confusion actually related to the human readable text. In the SRO, we don't see anything that you have to print GTIN and serial along with the barcode on the pack. But upon when we question, actually the question is related to DRAB. When we ask them verbally, they say, yeah, we have to print alongside the barcode. So I just want to know that, is it possible? Because it's if we see the systems we have installed, we don't have the capacity to print like GTIN plus serial plus manufacturing expiry and all these things with the manufacturing maximum retail price. So what is the practice in the industry and what you are providing related to the human readable text?
So since you mentioned in your question that it is related to DRAB, so I won't be able to speak on behalf of them. For that, they have roadshow. You can join the nearest one that's wherever you have possible. For that, they can clarify. But I can talk about global best practices. Globally, GTIN is mentioned in human readable interpretation also. And the reason is that they want legacy system, human interpretable. For example, there's an option where camera isn't working, so they can still punch in the data. So there's global best practices. That's how it happens. For the specific DRAB related regulatory regime, they would be the best one to answer. But so far, they have mentioned that you have to.
Mr. Rizwan Hajra, I have another question. Can you explain carton print in another area not attached with the auto carton line is acceptable or not? I think she is mean offline printing.
Yeah. So offline printing, categorically, it is now explicitly written in the guideline also that you have to do inline. Not only print verification, but also print grading. So there is a standard on it, ISO 15415. And there's mention of minimal acceptable criteria of grade C. So you can only do that when you're doing it inline and you're good to go. So generally, this is also a major change management issue because our manufacturing operations for decades have been in a central printing area. which used to work very optimally. It could feed multiple lines, but now the issue is that now you're responsible that you are not going to submit data of a product that you didn't ship to the market, and you are also not going to ship a product for which you haven't submitted the data. And for the entire batch, you're responsible for each bag. So it will become a super headache for you to decide if you're printing in a different area and then again reconciling. So it seems like a difficult change that you would change from a central printing to inline or real time, end of the line. But a bigger headache would start if you don't do it, and then you start reconciling at each stage that, okay, where did the product got missing, in which section, and why? And your shipment would be ready, and you'll be just frustrated with data integrity challenges. Also print integrity, because central printing, flat packs, you could get reasonable, acceptable, human readable printing. But flat packs, when at high speed they're moving, data matrix quality gets suffered. So regulator has, even as today's meeting, I'm in Karachi, but my team was in Islamabad in that session. So this point was raised by several other manufacturers, and this is like 85% of the industry has this challenge. And categorically, it was answered that this is what we suggest, and these are the rationale and reason behind it.
Mr. Zonki, it means if they have multiple packing line, so they have to purchase multiple printing machines.
So that's the right way to do it. If you have multiple packaging line, you have to do end of line, because your product is ready. After that, it only has to ship. So if you do before, you will have challenges that this central printing we did, but we are not sure that it actually went out or not. And Yasser asked a question about ISO 15415. Yes, sir, that's correct.
Farouk Furkan has a question for imported drugs whose GTIN will be embedded, either importer GLN or manufacturing GLN.
So the concept of manufacturing authorized MAH concept would supersede over the decision.
MH means who's owning the ownership of the...
Yes, marketing authorization holder. So marketing authorization holder.
Yes. Regulatory affairs is spotting. Could you please confirm whether the product identifier printed below as JS1 standard, for example, and he bought an example, or it's acceptable to print only the field's name? Okay. He mentions that it is needed to be written in GTIN format, or he need to put the number of parcels, the number of the identifier between of 01 like this. He put the examples inside in the chat.
Yeah. So we have for Pakistan specific, I refer to the latest guideline. So they have mentioned that you don't have to encode the parentheses, the brackets in the printing. That's what happens worldwide also. And for that, one suggestion to draft, which we also, and a few industry leaders also shared, that with the guideline, if you can just provide us a printing sample of how you want the print to look like. So that question, like a very detailed question with examples. So if the regulator can somehow put in an example print that's how they want or wish to look like. So there is written a lot. So in Pakistan, usually batch word is used. So they can provide something so that the entire industry have the same words and terminologies.
But globally, what we see from other countries, it's only to put the GTIN, then GTIN expire and lot number, serial number, and the information, or put the identifier only, then the information, like I mentioned in the slides. So you can do it in both ways, but not like the first example in your second example after putting ore. And anyway, I'm sure that DRAB will announce in the next guidelines an example for the JS1 data matrix sheet. Muhammad mentioned GTIN belong to the product of importer or registration holder, right? As Mr. Rizwan mentioned, it's about the MH. It's about who's the marketing authorization holder of the product, who's owning the brand name inside the market.
Yes.
Mr. Rizwan, are you with us, or we have a problem in
Yes,
connection?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, I think I face a problem in connection. Okay.
Hajra, the information for physician sample and unique carton, your general product is the same. There is no difference. Both are compliant, are need to be compliant in the same manner.
Okay, sorry, I got lost the network for a while. What? Okay, I think Hajra have a question. In a barcode, can we add a product info, also GTIN serial, price? Price? No. Barcode is only containing the information which is announced by DRAB. Price, you can add it as a human readable information normally, but only the information which is included inside the JS1 data matrix, which is announced only by DRAB only. You cannot include any extra information. This is not matching with the guidelines which is announced by DRAB. Okay. Any other question before we wind up? Okay. Again, before we close, please, you need to check TraceHub regarding the articles, information articles, operational challenges, the JS1 standards, and also you can follow up all the information regarding the track and trace in Pakistan. We put it, you can, or even any another country. We have around more than 27 countries. We upload their data in TraceHub. We try to share the reference for your information for the people who attend the webinar and register the webinar, because we have your email, so we can share the reference for your email. I can share also the presentation for you if you need any information. We will keep reaching you for awareness, more awareness webinars, more also we are planning for more trainings will be on site in Pakistan. We will arrange this also with Mr. Rizwan. Mr. Rizwan, more two questions. For multi-pack contain 30 ampules, 5 or 6 ampules in a single pack. Is it necessary to print the required GTIN and serial number? No information on the inner pouch? Yes, because as again it is mentioned, it is no information for the primary packaging. It is for the secondary packaging. Again, Hajra, all information regarding this session can be available on your website. Yes, it is available in TraceHub, and even the video, we will share it in our videos in TraceHub. You can find all what we mentioned, all the activities, everything you can find it in TraceHub, and even the video we'll share it is TraceHub. Naveed is asking, is there any requirement, ISO requirement for grading of print? Grading of print? Yes, Mr. Rizwan mentioned this before. There is ISO standard, and it is mentioned also in the guidelines of
yes, minimum grade
yes.
C.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Rizwan, thank you for your time. All the attendees, thank you for your time. We appreciate that this is in the middle of the working days, so we appreciate your attendance today. All reference will be shared, and all reference also will be available in TraceHub. In the next the next activities, we will also launch it through TraceHub and through also Pharmatrix. Please stay updated and stay alert. Thank you very much for your attending today.
Thank you, Ahmed, and thank you all the participants, and most importantly, for working together in the interest of patient safety. So we are planning to have on-site training sessions, half day, full day, 2 day, depending upon what kind of role you have in Lahore, Karachi, and Islamabad in coming weeks. So this was one of the sessions to get an insight of what kind of questions, what kind of appetite, what kind of confusions the industry. So we'll put together an agenda, a curriculum. It will be it will come with a certificate. So it can also help in your careers, and most importantly, help you comply and understand, because these relevant standards are very new in our part of the world, especially in academia. We haven't been taught these, and lots of exposure wasn't available in this part of the world. So we'll get best resources from worldwide and make them available to interested people in the region. So we're working together, and we'll be announcing the in-person sessions to happen in August.
Okay. Thank you, and have a nice day, and have a productive week. Thank you very much, and
thank you, everyone. All the best. Thanks, Ahmed. Thank TraceHub team.
Thank you. Bye.